What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's time for episode 36 of Tigers Franchise. We're nearing the end of August here in our stretch run. Had to cut out a little bit early in the month because I really had to go to the bathroom last episode. I just had to go pee, but it was really bad and I wasn't going to make it much longer. So I cut that off quickly right after a Milwaukee loss, a series loss to Milwaukee, I should say. We dropped 2 of 3 at home. That first one was a 3-1 loss. Kevin Gausman out-dueling Gavin Stone. Gavin Stone went 4 2/3 scoreless. It just wasn't enough. And then Vargas came in and got murked again, and Gausman was incredible. Then we won 3-2. Enriquez, strong per usual. Landon Knack, not too bad for them, but Mendoza hit his 16th, which was nice. The bullpen really shut it down and took care of business. But then we lost 9-4. Ashby smoked, Coar smoked, Felipe smoked. Jarvis for them was okay. 7 2/3, 4 runs. It was enough. So, unfortunately, we dropped that series. Milwaukee is 4 games back of Cincinnati, so they're a pretty good team. It's not so much like, oh, how could we lose to them? It's annoying to drop series, right? But that was coming off of a 3 out of 4 against Cleveland, so we're all good there. And as it stands, if you didn't see the end of last episode, we are a game and a half clear of Minnesota. We're going to take it through the rest of this month and into September the way we did the past episode, which is kind of going series by series, investigating the box scores and seeing how we do down the stretch run here. Let's take a look at this. Actually, let's finish the month, then take a look at the standings and kind of set the table for everything. We got a 3-gamer against Oakland here at home, and they're 56 and 73. I got there. It only took 3 tries. So they're not a huge challenge. Let's make sure that we don't play down to our opponent here. And then we got 2 against Boston to end the month. Maybe a third that carries over into September would be my guess, but we'll see. And they're a good team. We know that they've been flip-flopping with the Yankees for that division lead. We get a 6-4 win to open it up against Oakland, 4-1 win to get the series, and then can we get the sweep? Let's see. I don't know why I slammed that cap on the desk like that. That was an aggro. We got the save coming in as well, but let's see if we get the sweep. Come on, go team fight, win. It's taking forever. And we get a 7-0 win. Okay, so we smoke them. 6-4 in the first one. Skubal gives up all 4 in 5 innings. It didn't matter, though. Perez and Teodo shut it down as we got 5 off Brendan McKay. Then we won 4-1, and Brooks Lee hit his 12th. Job was excellent. So was the bullpen. And then the 7-0 win to close it out was Enriquez going 6 1/3. Let's go. He obviously doesn't usually go very deep. We got him on a 22 batters faced, but he was dealing. He's down to a 2.15 ERA with a 104 whip on the season. Now, I say down to, it's actually up because I think most of the times that we were checking in the middle of the summer there, he was sub 2. So he's bounced up to 215, but that's still amazing. And 0.7 runs better than last year, which is just incredible. So Enriquez has been a god. Patrick Bailey hit his 3rd homer for us. Everyone but Mendoza got a hit. Damn. All right, so now Boston for 2 to close out the month. We'll call everyone up. We'll call our 2 guys up and then go from there. Braden Hiraki. Who is this now? Must be a draft target. Yeah, so he's still on the list there, so we got this email. But man, he put up a 15K showing. Now it's in the low minors, but that's still pretty cool at high A. So, hey, good for him. But we'll take him off that list. It's actually a 4-gamer. There'll be 2 games in September here against Boston. We're going to run out Ashby, Stone, Skubal, Job. They're going to run out Moisiello, Gonsolin, Perales, and Kramer. Checking in on Boston real quick. They're 3.5 back. They're on a lose 4, 2-8 in their last 10. So they're kind of gagging right now. They're still firmly in the wild card, but they got to feel pretty bad about pissing away the lead to the Yankees right now. They have a whole month to try to chase them down, but again, they can start all that shit after they face us. I don't care what they do after that, but we need to step up against them. So let's see what we can do in these first 2. We'll call our guys up, and then we'll get the last 2. We win 7-1, so now we've won 4 straight. Ashby, excellent. Moisiello, not so excellent. 6 runs in 4 1/3. We got home runs from Hartman, Cruz, and Green. It was Green's 16th, Cruz's 12th, and Hartman's 4th. Hartman has 4 homers already in 22 games. I guess that's not a crazy pace. He actually hasn't been playing that well, though, either. He has a 74 WRC plus, so we'll keep tabs on him. He might lose some playing time to Pacheco, who's going to come up for the September call-up, but we'll take a look at that in just a moment. And then last game of the month as we go into September, check out the player development report, hopefully get our 5th win in a row, and then we'll set the stage for September. We lose 5-1. That's okay, not the end of the world. We'll get to the development report in just a moment. Let's go ahead and call up our 2 guys. Let me make sure it's going to be Pacheco. Oops. Where's Pacheco? Oh, he's all the way down here. Oh, he's not really having a good season. Because I like his ratings. And didn't he get a big scouting boost? Yeah, he had a huge boost in July. And, you know, he's got some power with some contact. Not a great plate profile, but all in all, like, he's okay. He's a captain. So I figured we could call him up, but he's really not playing well. And, I mean, most of y'all probably been watching long enough to know that that's not my only driver. Like, you don't have to have the numbers to get called up. Like, if you have the ratings, I'll favor that over performance all day. And then, you know, 40-man gets consideration, which we have plenty of guys on the 40 down here, so that won't be hard. Oh, man, you know what? I think I'm still going to do it because, like, Osorio up here is performing well, 120 WRC plus, but I don't believe in his ratings right now. The 70i is the only thing that really stands out outside of the good defense, but he still has too much development. So I'm going to bypass him. Jack Clark, outfielder with 65 I, 55 home run, 55 gap. I like all that. And he's putting up 2.5 wins this year. But I don't know. Like, plus, I don't think we need outfield as much. Let's look at the team real quick. Well, actually, maybe we do. Because we have Arias, Carrasco, and Arelvis that are infielder types. And Arias and I think even Arelvis can play some corner, right? So, like, they're outfield-ish. But we don't have, like, a true backup outfielder outside of Frelick. So maybe Clark is the better call. I was kind of committed to Pacheco after he got that big scouting boost, but now I'm thinking maybe not. And Pacheco's left-handed. What is Clark? He's left-handed too. I was going to say, if he's right-handed, that'll go a long way to helping him. Because we're pretty lefty-heavy. Manuel Sequeira, he hasn't played much, but he's dominated when he has played. He's just an all-or-nothing power guy. He's kind of even more all-or-nothing than Arelvis. So I'm not really interested in that. Maybe I'll just stick with the original plan of Pacheco. What about Jeremy De La Rosa? He's a lefty as well. Damn it. Why is everyone left-handed? Adinso Reyes has 50 plate appearances, so that's nothing. But he's been unreal with a 202 WRC plus. I'm surprised the manager isn't giving him more PT. But he sees the ratings. He's like, nah, this guy's not really that good, which I appreciate. Good work, manager. Boy, I'm a little torn here. I really, I don't know what the best move is here. And it is a luxury piece. Like, I like our team as is. You know, we got Arias for the infield defense, and he dominates there. Frelick for the outfield defense. So we got those 2 pieces covered. Arelvis is a good power bat off the bench. Frelick brings some speed off the bench, or at least some quality base running. He doesn't run a ton, but he's efficient. Carrasco can come on, take a walk, at least. So, I mean, we don't have, like, a glaring need for our bench. I'm laboring too much on this. I'm going to go Pacheco right now. That's who I wanted. I'm going to stick with that call. And then on the pitching side, I think it's going to be Wilmer Flores. I moved him into the rotation. They were starting him in relief. Or starting him. They were playing him in relief. Starting him in relief just sounds funny. But they were relieving him, and I didn't really understand that. I mean, he was doing well, 291 ERA, 129 whip, but since going into the rotation for 14 starts, 397 ERA, 118 whip, with a 14% strikeout minus walk. He's still a starter, 50, 60, 60 with 45 stamina. This is a guy you keep starting until he's like forced into the bullpen for some reason. And at AAA, he is not forced into the bullpen. Baez might be the right call too. He's been excellent, 199 ERA, 131 whip is a little hot though. Wilmer's 26. And we got Uribe, White, and Baez who are all on the 40 as well. Uribe has been up. We know what his issue is, right? He can't control the ball. Brendan White, he's been in the majors with us throughout this sim already, right? A little bit. Oh, he never made it to the majors? Wow, I would have lost money on that. I would have bet every nickel I have that at some point he had been up in the majors with us. I thought early on, because we got him relatively early, didn't we claim him? Oh no, he was a draft pick, so he was already in the org. Oh yeah, that's right, he was real life Tiger this year. But either way, I thought we had played him at some point in the majors. I was definitely wrong there. Yeah, I'm gonna go Wilmer. Promote him to Detroit. And they bring Magdiel Cotto. Wow, why him though? Or Cotto. I don't know if it's Cotto or Cotto. Why is he the pick? Kale Lansville has 60 stamina. Okay, he's having a brutal season. What about Rainer Castillo? He only has 2 pitches. I'm just making sure that that's the best option. Maybe it is. In the computer we trust, I guess. I wonder why they don't think Brendan White has like even borderline starter. He's got 5 pitches, 60 control, and 35 stam. Like, he's not that far off, right? He doesn't even lose any stuff going into the rotation. I'm going to try Brendan White. Why not? Oh, now I can't do this? I made a move earlier in the last episode or the one before that. I made a minor league move and they let me. And I don't know why they won't now. Whatever. Okay. It's not a big deal, Paul. Don't get bogged down in shit that doesn't matter. All right. We will not force start Flores here in the majors. He will go into the bullpen for us. We trust all our starters, right? It would be Ashby or Job who might get looked at. Nah, they're fine. 13 and 14% strikeout minus walk, mid-4s ERAs. The whips are running a little hot at 135 and 137. I mean, Job definitely looks the part. Ashby, he does too. He does have that 45 control, which is a little rough. You know what? I got an idea. Let's run a follower opener situation with them. Let's go Wilmer opens and Ashby follows. Let's try that. And then for Wilmer, we want his hook to go a bit. And then when Ashby comes in as a follower, we'll be fine with him. Whatever they've been doing with his innings is fine to continue. Okay, let's try that. I think that could work. And then Pacheco, I don't really have a lot of room for him. I can make him the primary first baseman backup because Arias is mixing in as the backup in a lot of different spots. In fact, I will make him the backup left fielder. We don't really need to push Torque out there. He's the backup shortstop and starts every 4th game there. He's the backup second baseman. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to make him the first backup. Well, no, his numbers against righties aren't that great. Okay, it'll be Carrasco, then Arias. And then he starts against lefties. Arias does. So we're all good there. We'll get Pacheco in as the first backup at first. And that's really it. So he's not going to get a ton of burn, but that's okay. It's a September call-up. your expectations can't be too off the charts there. So we'll see how that goes. All right. And we lost that second game, so it's been 1-1 against Boston. Let's set the standings again real quick. Boston is 4.5 games back of the Yankees, who've won 4 straight. We have a 1.5 game lead over the Twins. Texas now has a 1.5 game lead over Houston. And oh my God, the Angels have fallen apart. They're on a lose 6. Remember, they were in a dead heat with Texas a moment ago. But a lose 6 will do that to you. So now they're 4.5 back and 6 out of the wild card. Oh man, they're in deep trouble. This is a tough division. It's one of those that's like, it's close because nobody's taking it versus a bunch of good teams competing. And then in the wild card, you got Minnesota, Boston, Tampa Bay. Oh, Tampa Bay and Baltimore are tied, so they'll have to figure that out. Houston's only 3 games back. And again, with a month left, these 2 Sixers here, 6 and 6.5, it's starting to get real dodgy at that point. Like, yeah, they're in it, and a really hot week where, because look, we saw how quickly the Angels fell. So that could reverse. The Rays lose 6, 7 in a row, and the Angels win 5 in a row or 6 out of 7 or some shit. That could still flip. It's becoming more unlikely, though, obviously, as we get, further into September. The NL, the division races just aren't that hot. Mets are cruising. D-backs, Dodgers, I keep saying D-backs first. Dodgers are kind of cruising over the D-backs. And then the Reds, they got a little heat coming from the Brewers, only 3 back, and even the Cardinals 5 back. Those are both in play, especially if they play them. And let's see here. They play the Cardinals for 3 games. And they end the season 3 games against them too. So they got 6 against the Cardinals, nothing against the Brewers. So that's still in doubt. But then the wild cards are the better battle in the NL, with Milwaukee, St. Louis, and Arizona holding them. But the Rockies just a half game back. Respect. And then Pittsburgh 3 back, and the Cubs 5.5, and they're right there on that fringe. Excuse me, did you hear that weird noise? All right, let's get into these last 2 against Boston here. We don't have anybody on the leaderboards for the hitting side either. We have Enriquez for ERA, Ashby for wins, Enriquez for RA9 WAR, and walk percentage. But obviously our best hitters both getting hurt for a spell cuts us out of that. So that's all right. Not the end of the world. It's tough to get on the top 3 of anything. It's fun when we got some guys there, but that's not been our biggest thing this sim. All right, here we go. Game 3 against Boston in a 4-game set, and we win 5-1. Gavin Stone suffered a setback. Oh my God, I forgot to fix that. I'm such a moron, y'all. Oh my God, I was supposed to do that in between series, or in between episodes. Oh my God, Gavin, I'm so sorry, brother. All right, we're putting him on the IL. That was a total F up by me. Oh, and you know what? That means we're punting that opener follower horse shit. No, it's not horse shit. I do like that strategy. But we're punting that for Wilmer to just join the rotation. Or the rotation if you want to sound cool. Definitely say rotation. And your friends will be like, man, you are cool. And then you be cash about it. You just say, I know. Surefire way to get a lot of friends. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm sorry. All right, I think it's Joel Baez time. Yes, he's got that sketchy ass whip at 131, but a sub 2 ERA for 59 innings. Let's go off the ERA, right? Let's just be goofy for once. I mean, he's got good ratings too, right? Make no mistake about it. If he was like 45, 50, 50 or some shit, I don't care if his ERA was 0.98. I still wouldn't be that inclined to bring him up, but he's got solid ratings. All right, here we go. Let's take this series. We guaranteed the 2-game or the 4-game split. Let's see if we can take 3 out of 4. And then we got Minnesota in Minnesota. Game 4, 3-0 win, and Clark Elliott coming off the IL. Let's go ahead and send him on a rehab assignment. He might not make it back up. We'll kind of take a look at where Hartman's at in about a week or so. Oof, Hartman is struggling, so he's going to have to rally to save his spot. So never mind. Elliott has a good chance at coming back. Dingler only has 3 days left in his rehab. And then we got to make a decision there. Y'all, I think that decision might be that he gets sent back out. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's going to be Show. He has a 59 WRC plus. In fact, I'm going to make that move right now. Let's cut to the chase on that. He's just not hitting. And like, he has to, right? Like, that's the only thing that he's good at. Wait a minute. Oh, dizziness and nausea. 3-day minimum issue for Dingler. Okay, well, we'll let those. So I don't even know. Okay, then he doesn't necessarily only have 3 days left on the rehab. I don't know if we can find out how much is left on his rehab because of this injury issue right now. Okay, so let's switch that back. Sorry, Show. Hopefully you didn't land in Toledo yet. We need you back. But we are going to take you out of the starting lineup. We'll go Bailey both ways. Not that Bailey's like destroying the ball, but he has a 92 WRC plus. And for our catchers, that might as well be Adley Rutschman, because we're just not getting shit out of catcher this year. So, all right. Got 2 emails here. What do we got? Oh, Jack Clark, scouting report. His potential moved up out of nowhere. Cool. All right. So Enriquez, Flores, and Ashby against Ofelky Peralta, Tyler McGill, and Corbin Burns for the Twins. So Enriquez, as you may remember, was a Rule 5 pick from Minnesota. So every time, things are going well with him, we're burning our chief rival here. So I love that. Let's see if he can get the ultimate revenge and cook him right here. We did win that one game 3-0 to finish out the Boston series. Job and Perez combined for just 4 hits during the shut piece. Dean Kramer, great outing, 6 innings, 2 runs. Just wasn't enough when you don't score a damn thing. All right, Target Field. And I mentioned this last season when we had 2 series against them in September. You just know that Target Field and then Comerica next weekend would be crazy hot for these series. These 2 fan bases go bananas for their ball clubs. All right, game 1 in Minnesota. This was Job, was it? Job against Peralta? Did I remember properly? No, it was Enriquez against Peralta. And we get a 3-2 win with a 9th inning run. Holy smokes. Enriquez was great. 5 2/3 scoreless. Peralta matching him right there. 5 2/3, 1 run. So, not a direct match, but standing toe-to-toe with him. Perez blew it. Gives up 2 runs, Elpidio Perez. But Teodo comes in, saves his bacon and the game as we get a run off of Garrett Whitlock to take it. Pablo Aliendo, former Tiger, of course, goes bomb pop against us. He was in the big Brooks Lee trade along with Jairo Vasquez, who is in the minors right now. And he's in Double-A. They sent him all the way back to Double-A, but he doesn't mind it. He's in a normal morale state and doing well. So I guess that was the answer, was to send him 2 levels down. Alex Lang, who's now a National, so they cut him. Oh yeah, they just outright cut him in early August. And then he signed a 4-year deal. A $4 million deal for 2 years with the Nats. What was he doing when the Twins cut him? What? Okay. Listen, I adore this game, okay? So I know I don't have to do a disclaimer every time I'm going to talk shit about it, but I do it anyway just because I don't want it to just look like, oh, I'm complaining. I think I have measured complaints and try to put them where they deserve. 51 innings of a 2.63 ERA and a 1.07 whip. In what universe would they just release him? That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. The only thing, and this is something that we have to do, the only thing that you could possibly do is create some sort of narrative storyline where he did something horrible off the field. Of course, that doesn't even work because then, depending how horrible it was to get cut, then you're saying a team 2 weeks later would just say, oh, well, we don't care about that. Which, hey, things have happened. Roberto Osuna was accused of domestic violence, cut by the Jays. Then the Astros signed him. And it wasn't 2 weeks later, but, they brought him in before that heat had died down, and I'm not saying that the heat should ever die down. I'm just saying it was still pretty raw, and there was a lot of pushback to it. So even if we kind of play it like that, just for the sake of trying to make it make sense, it still doesn't really work because I don't think a team would sign him that quickly. So anyway, I know it's not the end of the world. It's just annoying because that's a free asset that just goes out there for no reason. And as much as I want to beat the Twins, I want to beat them when they've got good players, not because they're making a dumbass mistake. Severino was out for a lot of the year, so I can't imagine he's pitched much. Yeah, he just came back. He's thrown an inning and 2/3 at high A. So that deal, I still think is going very well for us. Aliendo has been good, 2.1 WAR, 94 WRC plus. We knew he could be good, but we have to give to get. And then Vasquez looks like he's kind of building himself up, and at age 25, he could be in the majors next year for them. 4 Brooks Lee and a 6th. Lang, he has to be part of this, I guess, because he did give about a win and a half before leaving. So you can throw that extra win and a half in there too. And by the way, I did say it was a $4 million deal for Lang. $4 million over 2 years. So 2.16 for each of the 2 seasons. Anyway, game 2, Target Field. Afternoon tilt. I like to call games tilts. I don't know who came up with that in the baseball world or announcing world, but I like calling games tilts. Oh man, we got tilted. 7-0. Ashby was great. It was the bullpen, Teodo, Scherf, and DaCosta who got smoked. McGill was brilliant. Patrick Sandoval, 2 strong innings of relief. Hunter Harvey, 2 strong innings of relief. And the offense couldn't do shit. All right, rubber match. Here we go. Sunday evening. Oh, we're on Sunday Night Baseball. I don't think that the game only schedules one night game per Sunday. They might. I'm going to check the 12th here just to see. But we can pretend like we were the ESPN game, which would make sense, right? We're a good team with the World Series winners facing our chief rival in September. You could easily see that being the Sunday night game. And unfortunately, we lost 5-3. Flores was not great in his start, 3 runs and 4 1/3. It was okay, competitive enough to keep us in it, but not enough to get it done. And then Teodo, 2 more runs. Man, I'm already starting to get nerves related to Teodo after last year's playoff and everything, and how I see the skills. I see a 26% strikeout minus walk this year, and I think he should very firmly be in the circle of trust. But why does he still have a dog shit ERA? I don't get it. You know what? Maybe we take his hook down too. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But I'm just looking for answers. And I'm just wondering if when I get the higher stamina relievers, am I just pushing them too far? At least Elpidio's having a great year. He was in the circle of trust in the playoffs last year and deserved it. He ended up with a 5.23 ERA. That's because of a couple bad outings. He was more good than bad for us. But Teodo, he was just scary. He ended up with a 7.88 ERA and a 1.50 whip as well. So despite his 29% strikeout minus walk in the playoffs last year, it was always scary bringing him in. So that's unfortunate because that did cost us the game. And I need Teodo to be better than that. Mendoza did hit his 17th in this game, but we dropped the series. So we have a 2-game lead now? Yeah, 2 games up. And away we go. We get him again next weekend. Let's go win a series. Oh, wait. Christian Santana gets Player of the Week in Pensacola for Miami. And he's dominating in their AA, which, hey, good for him. I talked about when we traded for him. He's got these great minor league numbers, but I just don't see the ratings that make me feel like we got something here. So I wasn't against trading him for Bailey. That could end up being a win-win, though. If Bailey keeps doing well for us and they get something out of Santana, okay, no skin off my back. All right, Dingler's rehab is done. So that was, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know if that was how many days of rehab he had left, or maybe just coincidental, because I still think it matches up with the injury that he had. But the bottom line is we have to make a decision. Now, he didn't do shit in AAA. I still think we're going to do exactly what we said. Send down Show, bring up Ding. But Ding is going to be Bailey's backup. He did lose his job whilst injured. Now, I know there's a lot of debate on that in sports circles. You know, should you lose your job to injury? Or should it be there when you get back? Look, you got to win ball games, man. And sometimes shit happens. Obviously, if you're at a certain stature of player, then no, there's no shot you lose your job to injury. But I don't think Dylan Dingler is at whatever that threshold is, even if people disagree on it. I don't know that anybody's threshold is low enough that Dylan Dingler is so firmly entrenched that he can't lose his job to injury, right? I think that's fair to say. So we'll see what happens here. I'll get him in every other game against lefties. We'll mix him in. And then he is the better defender over Bailey, so he can still be the defensive sub as well. I have a question that some of y'all might know the answer to. If you don't put pinch hitters and pinch runners in here, what do? Don't they still just pick them? Do you only need this filled in if you want like your preferences to come through? That I don't know. So I'll put Frelick here. I'll put Carrasco. Pacheco will be ahead of him. Elvis, he can be the top guy. Arias can be fourth. And then we don't have like a burner off the bench speed-wise, which is okay. Actually, a bunch of these guys are like capable. They could come in and run if they needed to. All right, so how long has Clark Elliott been on rehab? I don't know if you guys heard that. My mic picked up the dogs barking, but they just went outside screaming their heads off like little psychopaths. Elliott, oh wait, we can't tell how long Elliott's been because he was in the minors this year. Normally, if it's like a stud player, their only time in AAA is going to be on that rehab. So you can just be like, oh, they played 4 games. So let's look at his game log. Oh, it's only been 2 games. All right. Well, Hartman's been terrible, but I'm going to give him one more series here, this Boston series. And then I think we're going to call up Elliott for the Minnesota series when they come to visit us. All right, we get a day off and then 3 games in Boston. And that series is going to line up with Skubal versus Perales, Job versus Kramer, who we did face last time. He threw a gem against us. And then Enriquez versus Olds. Oh, yeah, remember Wyatt Olds with the 80 stuff, 50 movement, 50 control. He's just riding amazing stuff to a pretty strong season. 3.52 ERA, 122 whip in 182 innings. I mean, hey, that makes sense. When you have stuff that good, you just kind of can lean on that. I mean, that's most of Tyler Glasnow's career. Insofar as he's pitched, that's been the bigger issue, is that he's always hurt. But when healthy, he's just kind of has super overpowering stuff, and just throw it. It doesn't really matter where it goes because it's nasty enough to fool everybody. Elliott scouting. He dropped some contact denied, so it was a bad scout, unfortunately. Oh well. We're still going to call him back up here momentarily. All right, 3 at Boston. Out to Fenway. I won't do a shitty Boston accent, I promise. All right. 12-10 loss. Wow. Skubal destroyed. Perales destroyed. Many other relievers also destroyed in this game. They hit about 712 doubles just eyeballing it here. Riley Green hit his 17th. Pacheco hit his 1st. Carrasco his 4th. Mendoza hit his 34th double. Patrick Bailey hit his 7th. But then their double brigade was 2 for Gurriel, 1 for Cloud, 1 for Costas, 2 for Dan Jan, and 1 for Nick York. Hot damn, and they had 2 triples. No homers in their 12-run barrage. Damn. And right after I gas up Elpidio Perez, he gives up 2 runs in 2/3 of an inning, so that's kind of a bummer. All right, well, tough game 1 there. Let's get these last 2. We've had a penchant for that in this entire sim. Lose the first game, win the next 2. We will not do that here, though. 7-6 loss in 10. So a couple of close losses with a lot of offense. Enriquez smoked for 5 earned in 4 1/3. Dean Kramer gives up 4 in 5 1/3. Arias, Cruz, and Pacheco go yard. So Pacheco's enjoying Fenway. He's got 2 homers. Can we save one here? Give me a salvage, please. Frick. 5-3 loss. Okay, so we get swept in Boston. Job was great, or was good, and so was Olds. And then it was Teodo. Oh my God, y'all. Oh man. Is he gonna be a giant headache again? Oh, God, why? I don't understand him, y'all. I just don't. Maybe it's as simple as that's the volatility of 45 control. But it's so damn frustrating. 341 BABIP, 1.2 homers per 9. Like, what the hell? Our defensive efficiency is 5th. Our zone rating is 1st. So, I mean, that shouldn't be... It shouldn't really be the defense. Like, you're going to have a higher BABIP as a heavy ground ball guy. That's just... Ground balls go for hits more. But that shouldn't drive everything. Oh, my God. I called up Zegri. Wait, did I move him up? No, I think he was here all year. 45 games. 3 games at rookie ball. But, man, he hates his life. Doesn't handle losing well. That's tough. Anyway. All right, we get the Twins. Home series. Ashby versus Burns. Flores versus McGill. And then Scooble McClanahan. Ooh, I would love to sweep, but more likely we split in those first 2 games. And then Scooble McClanahan as a rubber match would be amazing. And again, we're going to assume that that's Sunday Night Baseball, even though we don't know for sure. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they just have regular scheduling. And frankly, that might be too difficult to code, like to make every Sunday have only 1 night game. So I'm not going to crush the game too much on that. That said, I'm still going to pretend that both of these were Sunday night featured games on ESPN. All right, game 1, Minnesota coming to visit us. We probably have a scant lead at this point, maybe 1 game, maybe 2. We lose 3-1, and now we're in a dead heat. So it was a 1-game lead. We have now lost 6 straight, 79-62. We are melting. 3-1 loss. Ashby gives up 2. Scherf gives up 1. Burns was excellent for 6 2/3. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Okay. Oh, shit. I forgot to call up Elliott. Not that that's why we lost. No. Hartman, you got your chance. Wanted to see if that power could kind of catch fire. And he's on fire all right, in the wrong way. Meaning he's burning down. I don't know, that was stupid. Just ignore that. They don't all hit, y'all. Still think we're a little hot here with 21 players. Doesn't really matter, but I'll send Gage Workman down. And then, I mean, 20 is kind of the max. I don't hate having 20. I prefer it a little bit tighter at AAA, and then AA and below 20 is okay. But we'll leave it. We don't need to futz around with it too much. We're 76-60 here. The AAA is doing fine. It's all the other leagues that suck shit. All right, so Hartman got his chance. It didn't quite work. We'll call Elliott back up. He's an okay corner defender, but he's not better than Carter or Green, so no switch needed there. He'll just take Hartman's starting role against righties for DH, and then back up Arelvis against lefties. Okay, do we want to do anything else? Maybe a lineup shift or anything? I don't really know. I mean, we're 3-6. It's like a short run here where we've lost 6 straight. We don't really need to overreact. Our offense is the team's weakness, but like, there's not going to be much that we can do right here anyway. Maybe, I don't know. We mix up the lefty situations a little bit. That doesn't mean too much there, but now we got every other left, right, left, switch, left, right, left, switch, left. There will still be 2 lefties in a row at 9 and 1, but hey, it can't be perfect. All right. That's not going to change our fortunes on its own, but I like switching something up. Feel like you did a little something here. Game 2, afternoon tilt in Detroit. You knew I was going to call it a tilt. Come on. And we lose 8-4. Okay. Trying not to freak out. Struggling a little bit. Look, I have tried to stay the course with Vargas. And I'm stuck here because I see the 112 whip. And that is undeniably good. 15% strikeout minus walk isn't too bad either. Why does he suck? What the hell is his problem? Now, he just got off of a brilliant August. Okay, I think this will keep me from making a rash move because I was ready to do something stupid. Because he's out of options and he would get claimed. So it would be really stupid. All right, I won't do that. What I will do, though, is put him in avoid high leverage and then mop up. Because he is pissing me off a bit. So we'll move him down to that scenario. All right, now we're trying to salvage one on Sunday night. We're a game back. We need to tie it up here and then, or not tie it up. Tie up the division is what I meant. We can't tie the series, of course. And then we'll take an off day and then invite St. Louis into town. It's been a few episodes since I've laughed at the idea of us having a day off while at home. It just doesn't usually happen like that, where you start a homestand and have an off day in the middle of it. It's not impossible, but it happens a lot in this game. And we get swept. 11-6. Enough talking about the schedule and more freaking out about Emiliano Teodo, who collapsed again. 4 earned. Oh my God. I'm so sick of his shit, y'all. I'm so tired of it. We might need to trade him in the offseason because he's going to have value and maybe he just needs a fresh start because a 25% strikeout minus walk should be working better than it is. But he allows too many hits, too many homers. How? We're going to go tight hook. And I'm going to move the pitch around all the way down. And we'll see if any of that works. Oh my God. All right. Well, that was very bad. Very, very bad. We're 2 games back. We're on a lose 8. What a September meltdown. Meanwhile, the Reds have expanded their lead to 6.5, so they're feeling pretty good. Angels, Astros battling. Rangers have fallen now. They're on a lose 5. Last time we checked, the Angels were down, right? And I said how quickly things could change, and they've flipped. Wow. And now oh my God, now we don't even have a huge lead for the top wild card. Only a 3-game lead there. All right, plenty of time left. Don't freak out. But that was bad. Colt Keith, Harrisburg Senators, Eastern League hitter of the... Oh, that's Double-A. Oh, no. He got sent out to Double-A. That's tough. Speaking of Colt Keith, what's Chase Young up to? Because they're basically the same. He's in Seattle still. 85 WRC plus. That was that big deal. What did we even get for that? It was a money dump? I don't remember that. We gave all those players just for $1.68 million. What are we, Charlie Finley? What the hell? I totally forgot about that. Like, I knew we had traded Jace, but I forgot it was for nothing. We included Mosqueda. It was one of those, like, let's get something because we're going to get rid of a bunch of these guys. But yeah, that's a weird deal. All right. Next up is the off day, and then St. Louis, and then a trip to Houston, San Francisco, and the Angels. Huge road trip. And then we come home to face the White Sox in Cleveland. Oh, Luke Sable retired. I think he was pretty good. Because I think we've added, I think all of our minor league staff is guys that we've added, meaning they're all like pretty solid. Yeah, he was excellent, outstanding, excellent, with outstanding hitting. And what's unfortunate is at FCL, there's nobody to promote to that because like that's not a promotion. So like I don't even think I can promote Ben Johnson because that's technically the same level. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Like I get it. I do understand like rookie to rookie, it's not a promotion, but it would be nice if we could just put him there. Anyway, let's see if anybody's available yet that's worth looking at. This Brett Hardy is, wait, that's pitching. Nabo Martinez, excellent, good, average with excellent teach hitting. Nah, we'll wait. You got to have some blue on the sheet for me to go after you before the offseason. So we'll just take care of that in the offseason. No big deal. All right, it'll be Enriquez against Bailey Ober, Job against Matt Strom, and then Aaron Ashby against Tink Hentz. St. Louis is decent, if I recall. Yeah, they're 81-64. They've actually passed the Brewers, who've really melted. They're both in the wild card. So this is a good team. Our losing streak could continue here. I am definitely nervous. All right, Enriquez, we need you, man. It's got to be win day with Enriquez here. Come on. Please, please, please break this losing streak. This sucks. Thank God, 5-4 win. Let's keep it going. Game 2 in Detroit. And we get another win, and Gavin Stone's ready to come off the IL. Put him on a little rehab. We win 12-3, and then let's see if we can sweep. Give me the sweep. Come on. Come on. Take longer. Bang. 2-0 win, and we get the sweep. All right. We're going to keep this going. We're not going to look at the box score until we hit another loss. Let's just try to find some mojo here. 6-3 win, 4 straight wins. Next up, this is game 2 at Houston. I didn't even set the rotation for this one. Okay, so we lose 2-1. All right, so we get a little 4-game winner. And that was enough to jump us up a half game on Minnesota. So that first game against St. Louis was a 5-4 win. Enriquez, solid. Ober, Deese, 4 runs in 5 1/3. They both went 5 1/3, but Enriquez gave up 2. Ober gave up 4. Felipe gave up 2 in an inning and 2/3. And then Perez came in and threw 2 perfect. O'Neal Cruz went yard twice. Carter hit his 14th, and Mendoza hit his 18th. Then we won 12-3. Big win there. Job, baseline quality start, and Matt Strom got destroyed. Yikes. Adames and Brooks Lee went yard. We hit 1, 2, 3, 4 doubles. And Torque with his 3rd triple of the year. Get on your horse, baby. You love to see it. Then we won 2-0. That was Ashby and company up against Tink Hentz. Mendoza and Lee went yard. Good win there. And then we won the first game of the Houston series, 6-3. Torque with his 4th triple. What the hell? I mean, I know he's a gap god, but that's still pretty funny that he's rocking all these triples. Scooble was excellent. Gave up 2 unearned in 7 2/3. And Michael Grove gave up 5 5. Yikes. And then we did lose 2-1 to break our winning streak. But Wilmer Flores was not bad. 5 1/3, 2 runs. Brooks Lee went yard again. And then Marcos Fortunato was strong. 6 innings, 1 run. Dalton Varsho hit his 20th. I considered trading for Dalton Varsho at a point. You know, he can still catch, but not well at all. He's 50-45 behind the dish. But he's an excellent defensive outfielder who can hit a bit. Now, I've been plugging him into teams through many of my franchises since last year's game. Because with that catcher ability, even though it's not great, it's nice to have a little backup while being an elite defensive outfielder and a pretty capable hitter at times too. So he's a really, really nice piece. And I did look into getting him. The problem was that we already had Show, who can't really catch that well, and I wanted better defense. So like, I don't mind Varsho as a backup, but not if we don't have a premium defender starting. All right, let's finish off this Houston series. And then we got a trip to San Francisco and Anaheim. Game 3 in Houston, Sunday afternoon romp. I don't know if anyone calls it a romp for a game. I just didn't want to say tilt again. Thought it was too obvious. Give me a win here. Give me another series win. We lose 4-2. Okay, so the air's out of our sails a little bit after the little win streak. We're back down a half game. Enriquez, 3 runs in 5 2/3. Matt Canarino, 4 1/3, 2 runs, 1 of them earned for them. He's kind of there, Enriquez, it looks like, where he doesn't. Oh, never mind. That's his first start. I thought maybe he was kind of their short inning guy. He's also claimed off of waivers from Minnesota. Now look, it hasn't hurt him that much. They're still a good team, but we got Enriquez from them and Canarino to Houston. Like, why are they just hemorrhaging pitching talent like that? I don't know, but it was partly our windfall. Jordan Alvarez hit his 40th. Unsurprisingly, he's amazing. He is wrecked from a health standpoint, but it hasn't hurt him this year with 141 games of just amazing work. But 90 and 119 the 2 years before that. 161 back in 24, but then 89 the year before that. So it's hit and miss, you know. And I was calling some other player, I forget who it was, kind of the new Giancarlo Stanton. This has a little bit of a Giancarlo Stanton feel to it as well. You know, like when he plays, he's a god, but what's that health going to look like in any given year? You don't really know. But this is his second 40-homer season, and they utilized that 40th homer to beat us. So now we're a half game back. We're out to San Francisco. They are 63 and 85. They're already eliminated. We cannot F around here. Bryce Navarre out, torn flexor tendon. That sucks. He's not much of a prospect, so he can be removed from our prospect short list. And that's going to hurt more, of course. Job against Stever. Ashby against Duvall. What the fuck? And then Scooble Gallen. Why is Camilo Duvall a starter? Actually, I mean, I don't hate it from a ratings standpoint. He's 60, 70, 50. But with 35 stamina, which, you know, we've done 35 stamina starters. But here's the thing. He has 30 starts this year. And a 621 ERA with a 160 whip. Isn't it pretty fair to say that it's not working? Like, I don't really understand what they're going for here. He's not even 5 and dive. He's a 4-inning guy. And I think when you get to this level, the extra volume is just not worth it. When you get to this level of ERA is what I mean. Like when you're giving up this many runs, it's just not worth it. But hey, do what you want, San Francisco. He's going to drop 7 scoreless on us now that I talk shit. But we really need to take this series. You can never ask for a sweep as like the expectation, because that's really hard to do. But we got to take 2 out of 3. We get the first one 4-3 in 10. The game against Duvall. We win 8-2. Let's go. And then game 3. What have we got? Give me another win, please. Bang, we get it. So we get the sweep. 4-3 and 10 was Job over Stever. Both pitched pretty well. 6-3 for Job, 5-3 for Stever. That's innings and runs. I'll kind of shorten it down like that sometimes so you know what I'm talking about. Cruz and Green hit triples. Now, I'm not surprised by that. Two lefties hitting triples in in San Francisco. They have a crazy triples alley, which is even better than ours in Comerica. Game 2, we win 8-2. Did we hit any triples? Nah, just a bunch of doubles. Torque, Mendoza, Adames, Arias, and 2 for Cruz as far as the doubles. Adames also went yard. Ashby, 6 2/3, 2 runs. Excellent. Duvall, hey, we dominated, but it wasn't Duvall's fault. 5 innings, 2 runs. So he actually did pitch pretty well. Thank God he didn't dominate us, though. Matt McClain, okay, he looks all right. I think I'd looked at picking him up in a trade, and like he wasn't great. Oh, you know what? Okay, I don't know what happened here, but I saw this in PT a while ago. For some reason, we have him as a switch hitter in like our database, and it needs to be fixed. I'm actually going to change this right now because he's not a switch hitter. And I think he might have changed at some point. I forget how this happened because like all that sort of database info is pulled from somewhere. Like it's not, we don't have somebody at OOTP just going in and putting switch, left, right. So at some point, was it maybe college or, high school? I don't know. But he had to switch it at some point for that to get locked in there. But he's not a switch hitter. Matt McClain is a right-handed hitter. So we're going to shift him back to what he should be. And I don't feel too bad about that because, that's where he should be. Do we want our manager doing the player strategies? I think I'm okay with that. All right. Osorio got hurt. He's going to miss the rest of the year. Honestly, I'm not glad he's hurt or anything. It's not the end of the world, though, because he was never going to make the team or try to be with us in the playoffs. He's a prospect. He's one of our better ones. He's got some upside, but he still has development to go. And this isn't going to kill him that much because he's going to miss, a week of AAA and then recover, in the offseason. So hopefully everything's okay there. And then we got a 4-gamer now against Anaheim. And they're pretty good. I say Anaheim just so I don't have to stress that it's the Angels instead of the Dodgers. And because it's technically in Anaheim. This division, holy shit, y'all. This just continues to be one of the wildest divisions. Now Houston leads by 1 game over the Angels, Rangers, and Mariners. They're dead tied at 74 and 78. That's insane. Where'd the Mariners come from? Weren't they lingering? Yeah, they're 12 and 8 this month. That's not like a crazy record, but it's good. It's a nice little surge. And then the Rangers in September are 7 and 13, so they're falling apart. The Angels are 11 and 8, which is pretty solid. And then the Astros are 9 and 10. So 2 up, 2 down. And all of a sudden you got kind of a 4-way battle here that's really going to come down to the end. The Angels get us, KC, and then Houston. That's going to be a hell of a series. Houston gets... they finish off against Baltimore. Then they get KC, Seattle, and then, of course, the Angels. And then Texas gets Seattle, Oakland, Seattle again for 4. Oh, wow. So that's huge. Sorry, didn't mean to hit the mic there. And then, of course, Seattle's obviously going to have a bunch of divisional stuff since we've already seen it. They get Texas, Houston, Texas. Wow. That's going to be nuts. So they're going to be battling till the very end there. We'll see who comes out of the West. But we can put a big dent in this by taking 3 out of 4 in Anaheim. And I'd really, really like to do that. It's going to be Wilmer Flores against Taylor Widener. Ronnie Enriquez against Domingo Germán. Jackson Jobe against Sam Horn. Okay, I was going to say that, but that's only because of the player Sam Horn. So I would have just been guessing baselessly, but ended up being right. And then Aaron Ashby against Chris Arroyo. I don't know who this is, but he's got a great arsenal. 65-65, 70-65. That's disgusting. Too bad he has a shit personality. But he's kind of an interesting lefty if he could get his act together. All right, here we go. Give me all of them. No, that's greedy. At least give me the 2-2 split. I don't want to get too greedy here. We win 1-0. Game 2. We lose 5-2. Saturday. Give me a win here. 8-1. Okay, so we guaranteed the split. And then game 4. Let's see what we got. Got the save coming in as well, so of course it takes a little extra time. I really, really hope that we can get this division. We lose 3-2, so we get the split, the 4-game split. That's okay. And I think it's time to call, what's his head? Wait. They didn't put Gavin Stone in the rotation? You absolute psychopaths. Where the fuck is he? Oh, he's right. He's literally right there in the middle. I'm a clown. I'm a clown. I don't know how I glossed over his name. I saw Bubich, Gibson Long, Brisky, and Cotto, and I don't know what I thought this said right here, but there's Gavin Stone. Okay, but either way, I think we're calling him up. We need him, man. Things are getting tight. We need him for the stretch. How'd Baez do? Oh, he's been great. He's got a high whip, but that's due to a 4.12 BABIP. But he has a 19% strikeout minus walk. So far, so good. But then who do we send down? God, I want it to be Vargas, but we just can't. His skills are too good. I can't quit him. You know what? I kind of want to be an asshole and send out Teodo. He's driving me nuts, y'all. He's got 19 meltdowns. That's got to be high for the season. Not the high, but like it's got to be up there. Shutdowns, 41 is the league high. Where's meltdowns? Did they not put that on this list? I guess not. Okay. I wish you could customize this. I think I say that every time I look at this page. So pardon me for always repeating the same shit, but it'd be so nice if you could customize this board. All right, let's look here. I have to see, so give me just a moment. Who's got the most melties? And he's tied for the league lead. And Elpidio's right there at 17. Now, part of that is that they're always in the mix when it's hottest, but damn, that's frustrating. And hey, credit where it's due. Teodo's 33 shutdowns are also very high on the season. It's tied for the 4th highest. So I am frustrated because it seems like every time we see him in a box score, he's giving up the game. But clearly with 33 shutdowns, that's not the case. And as such, I shouldn't send him out to bring Stone back. Flores is holding his own too, though. So I really don't know. I mean, we might go 14-14 here. Frelick's not doing shit. He's not the right one to send out, though. Pacheco's going crazy in his tiny sample. Shit. I think I'm going to send out Carrasco. I'm sorry. It's just... Who's better? Who's better to send out? I don't think there's an obvious option. Let's get Stone back up here. What's Stone's rating? Isn't he still rated like shit? Yeah, he's still only a 45, which... Okay. It's the 40 stamina as a starter. I know that. I've talked about it on... excuse me. In previous episodes. But it annoys me. Alright, let's call him up. And... whose spot does he take? Does he take Ashby's spot? I think he's going to take Ashby's spot right now. Ashby's been all right, but he's not going to start during the playoffs anyway. What did he do last playoff? Oh, he was amazing. 27% strikeout minus walk, 208 ERA. If it wasn't for the 395 BABIP, his whip would have been better too. Okay, well, we'll figure out what his role is in the playoffs later, but for now, he'll go in the pen. I'll put him on the use more often. Him and Koar can have that role. All right, so Stone pitched recently, so he's going to need some time. That's fine. We'll put him in that 4 spot there. And we get a day off. And then we got the White Sox in Cleveland. We'll reset the standings here after the day off. We're 88 and 68. We're a half game behind Minnesota. We're in the playoffs, so that's good. That's locked. But it's going to be a fight here for this division. Minnesota's going to get... They got 2 against the Dodgers, and they just won the first game. And then 3 against Arizona. And Arizona's 80 and 77. By the way, they ceded that second spot to Colorado. But they're a pretty good team. So they could help us out here. Ivan Melendez, 47 more tanks. What a stud. By the way, I am going to mention it every time we look at Arizona, as long as he's on that team. So we got Skubal against Waldichuk. Wilmer Flores against J. Ray. Who's J. Ray? Johnny Ray. Okay. And then Enriquez against Yoelvin Sylvan, who looks awesome. If it wasn't for 40 stamina, he'd probably be rated like a 60. But he's pretty good. So they got something coming with him. But let's put that off to the side for a moment. Now this Johnny Ray, his ratings are amazing, or his results are amazing. 264 ERA, 107 whip, despite 35 movement and 50 control. But I think I said this earlier about, Wyatt Olds for Boston. When you have amazing stuff and he's got 70 stuff, that can kind of overpower, especially in the bullpen. But now they're starting him here down the stretch for a couple times through the rotation just to see if they got anything there, which I like. I think that makes sense. They probably should have been doing it for like the last 2 months of the season, but better late than never. And hopefully he flops against us. We need him to badly. So we got the 3 games. Wait, so where does Minnesota make up the game? Oh no, they have an off day. We need to make up the game. Okay. Yeah, we play all the way through. They play only 5 games. I'm a doofus. All right, here we go. Stretch run, baby. Oh, I'm nervous. Come on. We got to beat the White Sox. They're 66 and 90. You got to take 2 out of 3 here. Let's go. Game 1, at home, we win 6-2. Game 2, 5-1 loss. Shit. We're back to half a game behind. All right, they don't play today and we do. Can we get into a tie with 3 games to go with a win here? Let's see. We do with a 7-3 dub. Let's go. All right. Oh, shit. Evan Carter injury? Back spasms and not serious. Okay. Don't scare me like that, Rick. Jesus. Oh, McPherson. AA pitcher of the month. We just drafted him in the 4th round. He went right to AA, and he's been great. You love to see it. Is he ready for AAA, do we think? I mean, he could, but we'll leave him. We'll leave him in AA. All right, so 3 games set. It's going to be Stone versus McKenzie. Wilmer Flores against T. Gordon. Who's that? Tanner Gordon. And then Skubal against Logan Allen. All right, we got 3 against Cleveland. They're okay. I mean, they're 71 and 88. That's like, run-of-the-mill bad. Not painfully wretched. Look at Willie Gasparino's sick beard here. I love it. It's like yellow on the interior and then red-brown on the outside. That's fantastic. All right, 90 and 69, both of our teams. Minnesota gets Arizona. We get Cleveland. This is for everything. Meanwhile, the Yankees pulled away. Boston fell apart, y'all. Holy crap. They go 8-19 in September, and they are completely out of the playoffs, despite this pretty awesome offense. Holy shit, y'all. Oh, that's so bad. They were leading the division for like a good bit of the year. On July 1st, they had a 2.5 game lead. On August 1st, they had a two game lead. On September 1st, they were 4.5 back. And then the swoon continued. Wow. That is nuts. Seattle, meanwhile, has a 1-game edge over Houston, 2 over LA, and 3 over Texas. All 3 of those teams are on losing streaks, 1, 2, and 3 respectively, and Seattle's on a win too. So they've stormed the castle. Back on July 1st, Seattle was 3 games back. Then August 1st, they were 7 back, 49-57, not looking good. Then September 1st, they were 6 back, 62-71. And now here we are on October 1st, and they're the ones with the edge at 79-80. Now it's sub 500, and that again speaks more to the lack of quality in the division than anything else, but they've done their best work when they needed to. 17-10 this month. They're trying to overcome a 9-16 July. Let's see what happens. By the way, they get Texas, so they kind of hold their destiny. Wild card fights. Well, one of us, Minnesota or Detroit, will be in. Then Tampa Bay and Baltimore. But then Boston. Okay, Boston's not completely dead. They are still in the wild card hunt, but obviously Boston fans are losing their mind. And Houston probably needs to win out and get help because they're 3 games back. Diamondbacks are only 2 games back of the Rockies, and they play Minnesota. So they're fighting for their lives. At least we know that they'll be putting everything into this series to try to win, not just to thwart Minnesota, but to actually make the playoffs. Since he held on, and we knew the Mets and Dodgers were going to win their divisions. All right, so I think we're going to do this like this. We're going to follow it through Arizona's screen here. Game 1. And they win 6-4. Let's go. And then let's see what we did. Oh, I can just look up here. We win 5-1. All right, so we win 1, and they lose 1. Gavin Stone throws 6 scoreless. Carlos Vargas, 3 innings, 1-run ball. I can take that. All right, the 6-4 win was Collier over Burns. Let's go. Melendez hit his 49th. Give me his 50th here. Come on. Game 2. Damn, they lose 6-0, and we lose 3-2. Yeah. All right, it all comes down to game 162, y'all. Holy crap. How'd we do against them on the year? Because I think we lose tiebreaker, which would really suck. Yeah, we went 4-9 against Minnesota this year. We have no one to blame but ourselves. Shit, that really sucks. All right. We got to do this like this then. We're going to sim their game first. Mackenzie Gore against Ofelky Peralta. Come on, Gore. Arizona wins 4-3. Let's go. If we win, we got it. If we lose, they're going to get the tiebreaker. Gore, 5 innings, 3 runs, 2 earned. Peralta, 3 2/3, 3 runs. Let's save. I don't want any funky bullshit. I want this as is, and let's see if we can pull a win here. I'm just going to sim it. I was thinking for a moment here. I was like, maybe we could go in and kind of play it out, but we're already over an hour here, so let's just go ahead and do it. Fingers crossed here, y'all. Come on. Let's go to our screen. Actually, no, let's do it from this screen. Tanner Gordon against Tariq Skubal. We need you, Scoobs. Be great, baby. What do you say? 1 time. Oh, 4-2 loss. Oh, man, that sucks. And it was Jonathan Ornelas with the 47th homer of the year. I mean, that wasn't the full reason that we lost or anything. Actually, it might have been. Yeah, it was. It was a 2-run homer, and we lost by 2. I talked about how afraid of him I've been throughout the entire season, and he ends up beating us. Skubal, I mean, he was meh. He wasn't terrible, but 5 1/3, 4 runs on 8 hits. He just didn't have his best, and that's going to cost us the division. That sucks. That sucks. I wish we were playing a 163. That's how it should be back in my day. Oh well. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Figure out who we're playing in the first round. Was that going to get us a bye? Because that's going to make me like 10 times angrier if so. It's one thing if we were going to play in the first round no matter. But if that costs us a bye, ERA crown goes to Enriquez. Most wins goes to Ashby. Let's go. And I took him out of the rotation for the last start. All right, so... Oh, yeah, it definitely would have been a bye. Because the West sucks shit. By the way, Seattle and Houston tie. Who's that go to? Let's see. Seattle against Houston. Oh, they killed him 10-3. So Seattle's going to get their tiebreaker. And looking at the tree, we're going to get Tampa Bay. Ooh, we're facing Tampa Bay again, and the Twins get the bye. Oh, my God, yo, that's so bad. Listen, we gagged. We played terribly against Minnesota this year, and we didn't step up when we needed to. We kind of treaded water for a lot of the year. You know, we started off 33-20, which is undeniably excellent. But then we were barely over 500 the rest of the way, if we even were at all. We won 58. And wait, that can't be right. Hang on. 28 plus 30, 58. And then we lost 51. Okay. So we were a little bit 58 and 51. Better than I thought. Better than I thought there. Because we're 1 over, 3 over, 3 over. So that's 7. Yeah. Okay. That checks out. Not that I had any reason to doubt it. So we're going to get Tampa Bay. We'll set the playoff roster. Take a quick overview of how the team went. Oh, I like how I didn't put the DH in after we took out. Wait, who was that supposed to be? What did I forget to do? Like a gigantic dumbass. Oh, was that Elliott? Oh, wait, no. That's, never mind. That's the playoff roster. Oh, let's see if they took Skubal out. Yes, their favorite fucking thing to do. Every single year. I wouldn't keep mentioning it if I wouldn't be like, oh, remember 2 years ago? Remember 3 years ago? They do it every fucking year, y'all. They take out Tariq Skubal on the default playoff roster. It's the single dumbest thing in the universe. He's led the league in starts each of the last 3 years. Led the league in innings this year. He's awesome. And they're like, maybe not him for the playoff roster. Absolutely insane. Anyway, we'll set the roster. We'll do a brief overview of the team performance for the year. And then we'll play Tampa Bay in the next episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. Peace.